Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching Ba-Boom, the Political Vigilante, making Gotham great again. Man, we've been talking about how the Democrats have been letting you down for literally since the day we started the show. For 5.5 years, we've been talking about this. And obviously, you're all aware the Supreme Court has overturned Roe v. Wade. That happened last Friday, June 24th. And sure enough, all these people online, mainly like Gen X and baby boomer liberals, were blaming Susan Sarandon and Jill Stein. Like, what? Is it 2016 again? And it's maddening to me to listen to that. But there's a glimmer of hope. I really feel like I have a lot of faith. I'm a Gen Xer, and I got to be honest, I don't have that much faith in my own generation because I have college-educated friends of mine, smart, thoughtful, creative people who are still defending the Democratic Party. Like, they were arguing, they're like, Joe Biden. I was like, why didn't Joe Biden codify Roe v. Wade? He can't get the votes. Then you go get the votes. No, he can't. What is he supposed to do? Like, I was in this, like, got into a heated argument with a friend of mine over this because he kept defending Joe Biden. And I thought, and I remember, and I talked to Ron Placone, and he was like, oh, God, that, like, yeah, what possibly could the president of the United States offer anybody? He didn't have the votes. What's he going to say to Ted Cruz? You offer or you threaten stuff. Well, what are you going to do? You can't do that. Yeah, you can. How do you think LBJ got the Civil Rights Act passed? LBJ, if you ever read any books about LBJ, he was literally called like a combination of a used car salesman and a mob boss. I mean, he would threaten people. I mean, he'd bring people to the White House and he'd like have the bathroom door. He'd be like taking his shit going, yeah, come here. I need you to vote on this. I mean, he's strong-arm guy. And LBJ was he was a racist. He wasn't like he knew he needed a legacy. And he knew that if he didn't, they were going to come burn down the White House. And the left was going after LBJ. Liberals were defending him, of course. The left, the civil rights movement, they were like, we aren't taking this. So he made that happen. The sliver of hope that is happening is I'm seeing younger people, this whole weekend of protests we've just had, they're starting to wake up. I don't know if Gen X liberals are ever going to wake up to this. I think they've watched too much West Wing, quite honestly, where you're sold like incremental centrism works. And they're always like, there's nothing we can do. So if there's nothing Joe Biden can do, why did you vote for him? Oh, because we didn't like Trump. Well, that's not a leader. That's not a leader. But people are waking up to it. And it's giving me some hope. This is at a protest, I believe, in Texas. These are two young women. Clearly, like in their early 20s at most.
So I received a text message from Joe Biden's campaign yesterday saying that the Supreme Court had overturned Roe versus Wade and that it was my responsibility to then rush $15 to the Democratic National Party. And I thought that was absolutely outrageous because my rights should not be a fundraising point for them or a campaigning point. They have had multiple opportunities to codify Roe into law over the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they haven't done it. And if they're going to keep campaigning on this point, they should actually do something about it.
What are you most worried about, Julia?
What? Yeah. Okay, Joe Biden didn't have the votes, but this is vote for any Democrat. Well, you get Joe Manchin and Kristen Siena. You can't go get the votes. You're the president. Well, then what about Obama when he had a super majority? And then some liberals go, no, he didn't. He still needed one or two people. Okay, so even if that's true, he had a super majority. He did. Obama just needed one or two votes to do it. He couldn't. Oh, those Republicans are so. No, you go and you play. This is the thing. When Republicans get that much power, they jam through everything. When Democrats get all the huge, they control the Senate, and like every time. Joe Biden, the Democrats control the Congress and the Senate. You threaten them, you do whatever. Like this is politics. Oh, Ted Cruz, your kid wants to go to Harvard? Well, I can call the head of Harvard and get your kid into Harvard. Or no. Like you got to play ball like that. That's what the Republicans do. But more evidence that people just not, and Obama could have done it. Clinton could have done it. Jimmy Carter could have done it. So how come LBJ was able to get the Civil Rights Act passed in the 60s when there was still Jim Crow laws? How was he able to do that? But Joe Biden just can't do anything. Look at this, another protest. Listen to what they're chanting. And this is Beto O'Rourke. His real name is Robert Francis O'Rourke. His country club parents gave him a Latino nickname to try to get the Latin vote in Texas. So anyone can just be Latino now. So I'm just like, oh, wow, cool. Robert Francis O'Rourke is like the most Irish name in the world. O'Rourke is a family name in my family. It is a very Irish name. But can I just become, I'm going to do that. I'm Paco Elwood now. Donde está la biblioteca? See, I'm Latino. I can run for office. But here's what they said. Mostly young people there. This is the same millennials and Gen Z that have helped get over 100 Starbucks unionized. And I'm sorry, Gen X. We weren't doing that in our 20s. No, we were buying Nirvana shirts and watching Friends. And, oh, maybe we had a Public Enemy CD and thought we were really woken down, but we weren't getting shit done. They're forced to. When I hear people and their older people like, these millennials and Gen Z, they're in the streets. They were in the streets getting their head kicks in. There's people of all ages. I was in the streets, but I'm sorry. I can't listen to Gen X and baby boomer liberals just defend the Democratic Party because they've watched too much Bill Maher. Like, I can't listen when the kids are out there getting shit done. They identify as socialist. A lot of young people, they just I'm a socialist, or I'm a democratic socialist, or I'm a member of the DSA or something. They're not like, moo, don't be so hard on the Democrats. Like, I've never seen the psychosis of the liberal, the college educated liberal defending this utterly corrupt party. Like, doesn't this is from October 5th, 2019, Joe Biden. So this is in the primary. He hadn't even gotten the nomination yet. Roe v. Wade is the law of the land, and we must fight any and all attempts to overturn it. As president, which he is now, I will codify Roe into law and ensure this choice remains between a woman and her doctor. Well, vote any blue crowd. You sat by and let Bernie get cheated twice. Here's your man. But remember when Trump won and the Democrats just resisted all of his judicial appointees? Remember when we'll put this up there. Congress agrees confirmation of 15 Trump judges. There's Dianne Feinstein. There's the Schooms. When are you going to hold them accountable? I'll tell you what, keep sending the Democratic Party checks and voting for them. When are you going to wake up to this shit? It's funny. It's like easier to wake up like Trump supporters to the corruption of Trump and the Republican Party and how that's an awful party and how they don't care about working class people like they say that they do. It's easier to wake them up to this than liberals to how awful the Democratic Party is. I'm mystified at this. And they get mad at us. The single greatest barrier to true progressive left policies getting passed is liberals. It's not the conservatives. It's mystifying to me. Everyone's like, I see certain people on social media like, these Republicans. Why are you mad at the Republicans? They've been very honest with you. They've told you They're against Roe v. Wade for 50 years. They've told you this for 50 years. They've never promised you they're going to protect Roe v. Wade. They've said they're going to try to they've never promised you anything. Biden, Pelosi, they've all promised you stuff, Chuck Schumer, and they don't deliver it. So why do you keep voting for them? Democratic leadership still supporting the House's only anti-abortion Democrat. This just happened a month ago when the leak happened. The day the leak came out about the Supreme Court wanting to overturn Roe v. Wade, Nancy Pelosi was campaigning for Henry Cuellar. Henry Cuellar was the only Democrat to oppose codifying Roe v. Wade. He's getting leadership support in his runoff election against a progressive pro-choice challenger. They're so against progressives getting any kind of foothold in their party that they'll support a right-winger. If you're against abortion, you're a right-winger. Democrat Representative Harry Cuellar declared winner in Texas recount. Anything to crush a progressive. The progressive, I believe, was a woman. So Nancy Pelosi, girl power, the future is female. Everybody gets girl ice cream. Went against the progressive woman for an anti-abortion Democratic man. God, who else has done that? Oh, right. Hillary Clinton. I was arguing with my liberal friend he's like, and I brought up Hillary Clinton. He goes, what does Hillary Clinton have to do with this? I go, what does Hillary Clinton have to do with this? She picked Tim Kaine, an anti-abortion Democrat, in addition to not campaigning in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. Right? So that soured some people like me. One of the reasons I did not vote for Hillary Clinton, I voted third party. I voted for Jill Stein in 2016, is because I didn't want an anti-abortion Democrat one heartbeat away from the White House. The VP is important. That's what the VP is there for. If anything should happen to the president, the VP is automatically sworn in. Hence, I just mentioned LBJ earlier. He became president when a magic bullet defied the laws of gravity and killed JFK. So Hillary Clinton ran a horrible campaign, didn't campaign in Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, had an anti-abortion Democrat as a running mate, which turned a lot of pro-abortion people like myself off. I didn't want that in the White House and with a Democrat. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, we're going to get to her in a second, didn't want to step down under Obama. She wanted to step down under the first female president, Hillary Clinton. Okay, great plan. Hillary runs a horrible campaign, has basically a Republican with the D next. Tim Kaine's a Republican. So this is on Hillary Clinton as well. This is on all of the Democratic leadership. But they're never responsible. Pelosi, of course you can be a Democrat and against abortion. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says it's absolutely possible for someone to be a member of the Democratic Party and also be against abortion. No, it should not. But the Democratic leadership allows this to happen. That's why Roe v. Wade, right? Obama could have put 2 liberal justices. Remember when Scalia died? And Merrick Garland, it's too hard. It's always too hard for the Democrats. They never can get it done. The Republicans, they just punch you in the face with their policies. They don't care if they've got the votes or not. They make it happen. The Democrats, it's too hard. It's too hard. Boy, that's bold leadership. It's too hard. Yep. Those are my favorite football coaches, or the head NFL coaches. You know, the really tough, the guys that Bill Belichick, Vince Lombardi, all the coaches that just Sean McVay, who just won for the Rams. Remember during the Rams campaign when they were like down 10 points in the fourth quarter with less than 2 minutes to go? It was 4th and long, and he went, we can't beat this team, and he just punted. It's too hard, so he lost. Remember that? That's how Bill Belichick has all those Super Bowl rings, is because he just it's going to be too, this team's, their defense is too good. We can't. Let's just punt. That's the Democrats' philosophy. It's just too hard. Just punt. Just punt. Dem leader says party can include abortion opponents. This is from March 2018. This is from September of 2019. So this has been their policy for a while. Let's get into Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Here's what she said in 2016 about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Kaepernick protest. I think it's dumb and disrespectful. October 12th, 2016. And she said, oh, I wouldn't outlaw it, but I think it's dumb and disrespectful. What did Kaepernick have to say about that? Did he say, oh, I respect her right? No, he brought up her white privilege. Let's be real clear here. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a privileged white woman who arrogantly didn't want to step down under Obama. She wanted to do it under Hillary. Hillary runs a horrible campaign, but it wasn't Hillary's fault. It's never Hillary's fault. It was Susan Sarandon and Jill Stein, which makes total sense. I mean, Hillary only had $1.5 billion. That's no match against the Green Party, which has like 2 nickels and a rainbow, right? And then Susan Sarandon, one actress's Twitter account is no, I mean, you're going to get crushed by an actress's Twitter account. What can $1.5 billion buy? I mean, I get it. Here's what Kaepernick said in response to this dismissive, demeaning, dumb, and disrespectful. That's your feminist hero, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. A rich white lady telling a black man, you're dumb and disrespectful. Because she could sit there and cry about, oh, she had to deal with all this sexism, which she did, but she doesn't know. And I'm so sick of white women. I'm so sick of white women acting like they're the most put upon people. Yeah, no one's more put upon than a college-educated white woman making a good job in a white-collar industry. No, I mean, what could a black man, how could he know what it's like to suffer being a woman in the Supreme Court, in this protected Democratic Party, in the elite ruling class of the two-party system? Right. Because Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she got pulled over by the cops for no reason all the time. They see a nice, wealthy Jewish lady in a fancy car. Right. She was always getting hassled by the cops. We hear every day about rich white ladies getting the shit beat out of them by cops every day. Right? No, absolutely not. Here's what rich white lady said to the black man who was protesting unarmed black men being killed by the police and no repercussions. A problem that has not been fixed. I was reading an article and it refers to white critique of black protests and how they try to delegitimize it by calling it idiotic, dumb, stupid, things of that nature so they can sidestep the real issue. Ruth Bader Ginsburg was demeaning Kaepernick's protest. That's basically a dog whistle to other like rich white liberals. I mean, yeah, I'm not racist, but those blacks with their taking of the knee, that's what that is. This is why I'm so done with liberals. That's why anyone who's like a true lefty doesn't call themselves a liberal. And I know white women that are lefties and they're fucking activists, man. And they know how much privilege and entitlement they have. They don't just sit back, enjoy that privilege, and then blame everything on the patriarchy. As I was reading that, I saw more and more truth how this has been approached by people in power and white people in power in particular. Because Ruth Bader Ginsburg was a white person in power. Telling a black man taking a knee during the national anthem is stupid and dumb. That's your hero. Let's go to Obama. Here's what he said. You're going to see a clip here, very short, what he said during the campaign in 2008, and then what he said in 2009 after he became president. Weird. Once the Democrats get into power, they can't get it done. Remember now, the second part of this clip is when Obama and the Democrats controlled the House and a filibuster-proof Senate. This is what he said, 2009. First 2008, then 2009.
Well, the first thing I do as president is sign the Freedom of Choice Act. That's the
Yay, donors!
Now, the Freedom of Choice Act is not my highest legislative priority.
Let's watch that again. So when you need money and votes, you say this.
Well, the first thing I do as president is sign the Freedom of Choice Act. That's the first thing that I Now, the Freedom of Choice Act is not my highest legislative priority.
I already got your vote and your money, sucker. You got to keep voting for us. That's the whole Democratic strategy. Who else are you going to vote for? I remember liberals Again, Gen X liberals in 96. I voted for Bill Clinton in 92 begrudgingly because I wanted Jerry Brown back when Jerry Brown was a progressive before he kind of sold out. And I watched Bill Clinton do what he did in his first 4 years. And I was like, no. And in 96, I voted third party. I voted for a libertarian. And I remember 2 big name comics outside of this club in Hollywood, like, what are you doing, Graham? You're wasting your vote. I go, I'm not wasting my vote. If a third party candidate gets over 12% of the, they get more money. The Green Party is not even on all 50 states' ballots. Neither is the Libertarian Party. What does that tell you? So we have to have an overwhelming number. If they get the 10, 15, 20% of the vote, wait a minute now. They get more funding. They have to get more ballot access. There's actually something to this, not just the crybaby voting for lesser of two evils. That's the Democratic Party, folks. They have betrayed you. They have betrayed Roe v. Wade. Why are you mad at the Republicans? They're awful. The Republicans are awful. I'm not defending the Republicans. But for me, somebody comes up and says, Graham, I hate you. I don't give a damn about you. I hope you fail. All right, I don't like that person. I'd like to punch him in the mouth, but they're being honest with me. I have more respect for that person. The person comes up, yeah, Graham, man, we're friends. I've got your back. And then I find out they're stabbing me in the back. They're selling me out. They're trying to snake gigs away from me. That person is a weasel. That's worse. I have more respect for the Republicans because at least they're honest. I mean, Kavanaugh wasn't honest, but who we never should have had Kavanaugh. Obama should have put 2 justices in. He should have sealed It's another reason to get rid of Congress, the Senate, and the Supreme Court, and do what Mike Revelle suggested, and just let the people vote using blockchain technology. But this is what Kaepernick, stupid and dumb. It's all there, man. Go look this up yourself. If you're a liberal watching this and you're mad, go watch this for yourself. Wake up. The liberal that still defends the Democratic Party sounds just as crazy as the Trump supporter that says Trump never lies. You sound just as crazy. And I have less sympathy for a college-educated liberal. The working class white people that voted for Trump, and a lot of rich people voted for Trump because they're greedy and they don't care. I don't care. I just want tax breaks. I'm racist. I don't care. Which again is detestable. It's awful. It's anti-American, but at least they're being honest with it. The working class white people that supported Trump, oh, they're dumb, they're stupid. They have been given zero chance, zero education opportunities. They live in horrible NAFTA and other globalization has shipped all their jobs either to other countries. They were never given the opportunities that college-educated liberals were given. So I have more respect for them, and I'm more disappointed with liberals because you have the education. You read the books. It's presented to you. This is all matter of public record. This isn't crazy conspiracy. You can go look this up all for yourself. They don't want to read Chris Hedges' Death of the Liberal Class. They don't want to read Smedley Butler's War is a Racket. They don't want to read it. They don't want to read Manufacturing Consent by Noam Chomsky. They don't want to read these books. They just want to watch CNN and MSNBC, and they'll acknowledge the Democratic Party is not great, but they'll still defend them. They still pick the lesser of two evils is still evil. How is that such a hard concept to understand? But what are we going to do? Stop voting for them. Well, third party, they'll never win. I already explained to you how they can win. They're definitely never going to win if you never vote for them. It's unreal. Lie, a flat out lie. Didn't do it. It's too hard. He didn't have the votes. You're the president of the United States. You have no power? Well, then why did you vote for somebody that has no power? The kids are waking up. Those of you who watch the show on a regular basis, you've woken up. You know what's up. And now they're using Roe v. Wade, as they've always done, as a fundraising tool. I will leave you with this. Several months ago, everyone, CNN, MSNBC, everybody was saying the Democrats are going to get crushed in November. Joe Biden's approval rating was horrible. Kamala Harris is even worse. And now, oh, here we are. Roe v. Wade to the rescue. Donations, got to donate, got to donate. Don't fall for it. Those kids aren't. You watch this show, you're smart enough to not fall for it. Go look this stuff up. It's all a matter of public record. Or keep watching Bill Maher and blame Susan Sarandon and Joe Biden can't do anything. The Democrats control everything and they still can't do it. It's always an excuse, and wait for this mythical day down the road when incremental centrism finally lines up. It's always not now, not now, not now. Don't make fun of Joe Biden. While he was running, I heard this during the election. Don't make fun of Joe Biden. Wait till he gets elected. Joe Biden gets elected. Don't be critical of Joe Biden. Wait till he gets sworn in. Biden gets sworn in. Wait till his first 100 days is over. His first 100 days is over. Wait till the midterms. When can we be critical of Joe Biden and the Democratic Party? When is that possible? Joe Biden has signed more drilling permits in his first year as president than Donald Trump did. Again, tell me. He just shipped billions of dollars to this proxy war in Ukraine. He could do student debt forgiveness. He won't do it. He could give us Medicare for all as an executive action because we're still in the middle of a pandemic. He won't do it. Where is it? If he did these things, he would never lose. The Democrats would never lose. America is a cult. It's got its red cult. It's got its blue cult. It's got its cult of religions. It's got its cult of sports teams. Celebrity cult. I mean, I don't know how it wakes up. I don't know how anything is going to get fixed unless it just all collapses. I don't know. I'd love to be wrong, but it's all about the donor money. So now they need your donor money, your hard-earned donor. They can't give you stimulus. They can't give you rent relief. They can send money for war. They always got money for war, but they don't have money for the American people. Right? Follow the money, connect the dots, get the truth, and shave your knuckles for justice. Thanks for watching this show, because I know you guys watch here on a regular basis. You're smart. You get it. You understand what I'm talking about. And I know you're going to show this to some of your liberal friends, and they're still going to get mad and argue with you. And I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry we live in a country where people are so nuts. I said it on Twitter. Liberals that still defend the Democratic Party and won't hold them accountable are the flat earthers of the left. They're nuts. They think they're woke because they listen to NPR and they allow this to happen time and time again. Shave your knuckles for justice.